In this military mindset, leadership, and strategy session, let's talk about a piece of doctrine that the U.S. military uses to win its battles. We call it Intel Drives Ops. Let me give you a few good examples, a bad example, and then discuss how you can benefit from applying this concept to your life. Intel drives ops. Well, what does that mean? It means that military intelligence, or information about the enemy, is the driving force for operations, or conducting a mission. This means that the military doesn't do operations or missions just to do them. They do them for a specific purpose or end state, but always with consideration to the enemy. Military tactics or strategy might incline us to seize key terrain, but in order to seize key terrain, we need to know how many bad guys are there. If Intel says there are 5 bad guys on the key terrain, then we might send in a special forces team. But if Intel says that the bad guys have mined the coast and are fighting from overlapping, reinforced concrete bunkers, then we are going to need to send in divisions. If Intel tells us that the bad guys are going to spend the night at the objective, then you do the mission that night. The opposite of Intel driving ops is when politics or popular opinion drives ops. We saw this when politics, not Intel, drove ops, and we pulled out of Iraq. The world was shocked to see ISIS driving US tanks. We saw politics, not Intel, driving ops when we pulled out of Afghanistan. And so rather than keeping a small group of advisors and leaders to hold and keep the Afghan National Army accountable, the Taliban took over Afghanistan pretty much without a fight, and now they have millions of dollars worth of equipment and thousands of precision weapons which they will use in the future to kill Americans all over the world. I know we all have timelines and hopes and dreams, but intelligence must always drive operations. Perhaps you dream of going to a foreign or exotic country, but be careful. Some countries have much more terrorism than you are used to. If you are going to vacation in a city or neighborhood with high crime, then you need to leave your expensive watch and jewelry at home. This is a classic example of intelligence informing your decision-making about what to do and how to do it. Military intelligence also considers the weather. So if you know that the weather is going to be bad or it's going to be dark, then you dress appropriately and you bring a flashlight. If your church wants to do a missions trip to Mexico, then you better do some research about the crime in that area. You need to let intelligence influence what you do and how you do it. If your competition is about to release their newest product, you better be able to make a counter-release to steal their thunder or momentum. In the battle to win people's money, you need to know what your competition is doing and then plan accordingly. This concept is simple to understand, but it is essential to know and use. It is always a great idea to find out some intel on what the threats are, who is your competition, who are your enemies, and then plan accordingly. Intel drives ops. Let me know what you think and how you can apply this to your life in the comments below. Please subscribe if you want to keep on learning, and don't forget to forward this video to a friend who needs to see this. Life is a special operation. Are you ready for it?